I can beat any classic major in terms of vocabulary. I want to demonstrate it. I really want to actually prove it. 진짜 classic student 이길 수 있어요 when it comes to vocabulary. Yeah, let's try to actually go to Merriam-Webster. 지금 Merriam-Webster 가서 해보자. I feel really bad. Is there anything for this week? Let's try to actually go to. I can actually beat any classic student. I really can guarantee that. I'm actually better. I really want to have a new question. That's really the thingy. Whenever there is a new set of questions, I don't really actually be beaten by other classic students. No, I'm not lying. The only reason I need to have a new question is I'm not really secondary, not at all. 난 절대 second 아니에요. I'm actually better. I really actually stay on top. Let me actually demonstrate it. This week's a quiz that I never had it. I never had it. I can always beat them. What is that? I'm not really that bad, right? This is really about slang. It's my first trial. I didn't repeat any of them. 절대 반복한 적 없어요. 슬랭이어도 남들보다 성적 안 좋지 않아요. 한 번밖에 안 했어. I don't really need to. I always know better. I really need a new one. New question 있으면 항상 다 맞아요. 나는 까먹지 않아요. 그냥 진짜 누르기 힘들어요. 다른 클래식 스튜던 분명히 이길 수 있어. 봐봐. 하나밖에 안 틀렸지? 나는 남들보다 기억력 훨씬 좋고 클래식 스튜던 당연히 이길 수 있죠. No, I can always beat them. 내가 분명히 클래식 스튜던 이길 수 있는 거 말해줄게. 나 진짜 안 까먹어요. 근데 많이 시간 풀면 진짜 잘못 노려요. 정말 내가 아는데 그렇게 진짜 못 믿겠으면 제발 좀 종이 가져와. 진짜요. 어느 순간 길을 가다 갑자기 만 문제 풀어서 해서 다 알아요. 근데 진짜 무서워. 잘못 누르니까. 못 믿겠으면 몇 시간 동안 해봐. 그래놓고 나한테 잘못했대. 클래식 스튜던트보다 훨씬 더 단위 많이 알아요. 더 정확하게 알아요. No, I have no stairs. I'm actually far better. I can always beat other Americans. It's never been difficult at all. I can beat other classic students. This is evidence. If you can't actually buy me actually beating classic student, watch this. I'm not a Korean. There's no chance I would ever be Korean. No. I'm not actually being beaten by other Korean. That's a very easy. No, I'm not last. I'm actually really the very first. I'm really top-notch student in terms of words. No. No, really not the anti. I'm actually better. My vocabulary words are far better than most of people. No, not levity. No, it's not antithesis. I'm actually better. My vocabulary words are far better than most of American. It's true. I just really need to read everything. That would never actually mean that I would have spent more time. I don't want to do it. 다른 미국 애들 훨씬 많이 알아요. 이게 증거예요. 근데 너무 하기 싫어. 끝에 가면 안 읽어. 몰라서 그런 거 아니에요. 그리고 진짜 잘못 눌러요. 5시간 동안 해봐. I really can actually solve it better than other people. Let's try to actually, go on a battle against a real American. If I ever actually beat them, are you going to give me $1,000? This is evidence. 내가 훨씬 미국 애들보다 많이 알아요. 나 안 미쳤거든. I know things are far better than most of Americans. I've never solved this. Whenever I have never tried it, I actually put my heart into it, then I solve things better. 당연히 다른 미국 애들보다 잘하죠. I'm actually better. I'm actually way better. This is really the evidence. I'm actually way better than most of Americans. This is very obvious. I'm being too quick. That's a problem. No, I'm actually better. I'm really better than most of Americans. This is the real truth. Absolutely understand things way better. 내가 훨씬 더 많이 알아, 진짜 미국 애들보다. 그냥 풀기 싫어서 잘못되는 거예요. 그렇게 누르지 마. 끝까지 좀 읽어. 성격 급한 사람한테 진짜 안 좋은 게임이에요. 자꾸만 하나만 보고 눌러. 더 좋은 거 있는데. 진짜 다른 미국 애들보다 더 많이 알아요. I'm not just for fun. I'm not Trump. So if I ever be serious, I can easily beat them. I want to prove it. I'm not crazy. I remember everything. I want to prove it. The only problem is I really had a tendency to click at whatever things I see for the first time. That's a problem. Sometimes there is a better answer. I can never actually wait the more I solve it. It's not something that I don't know. It drives me really crazy. I really wish I could have printed. I'd probably go to the copy center to ask them, can you actually print all of them out? Because anyhow, I would have never actually remember anything if I really don't know. Then can I actually solve it on paper? And that way, if I ever actually mark it something wrong, then I can always rectify it really immediately. That's not at all difficult. The only problem is I solved more than 5 hours or 10 hours. There was always misclicking. I didn't even see that, but my fingers are mechanically clicking on something that I've never seen before. And that's a problem, and no one actually even bought my innocence because they couldn't accept the superiority of my memory. I'm better. I can prove it. No, I never thought about it. I'm really simply better. No, I can easily beat American. I want to prove it. I really actually know every word. No, I'm not really surfing. No, I'm actually better. I'm not really appendage. No, I'm not. I'm actually really way better than other American. I just really need to calm down and read everything and solve everything. I'm actually far better. 안 없어져요. 그냥 잘못 누른 거 인정 못해. People can never accept the fact that I don't actually read, I misclick it. Because you know what? I really had... Can I actually go through lie detecting tests? This is a total lie. I remember everything. Whenever there is a news set, I really actually remember everything. I can easily demonstrate how perfect my memory is. You would have never accept me. I'm actually better. I'm not, a selfish person. This is evidence. Just simply, calm down and press something. So that's a little bit difficult because I'm repeating this. I understand things far better than most of people. Even actually classic students, they don't really know these terms. Let's try to actually put me against a contest. Who would be the winner? Not really slender. I know more words very accurately. No. I'm actually genius. No, I can study law. I will prove it. I definitely understand things better. This isn't really the evidence. No, never. The only reason I actually experience a series of challenges, I solve them many different times. That's really the reason I actually experience more of a technical glitches. Sometimes I realize I press something without even reading it. My fingers are mechanically moving forward after 2 or 3 hours. They always said I forgot something. Let me actually demonstrate how smart I am. I don't forget. There's nothing that I don't know. No, it's not ponderous, cumbersome. I'm actually perfect. I'm perfectly in good shape. I don't forget. Challenge me, whatever words. I can easily be another American. This is really the evidence. I don't really need to prepare for it. Diminution, no, I'm actually better. As long as I solve it with seriousness, I don't make mistakes. Let me demonstrate it. 제대로 하고 천천히 보면 절대 남들보다 안 틀려요. I remember things far better. I don't forget anything. No, it's not iota. I don't forget. I have a picture-perfect memory. Don't fucking try to actually agitate me. I understand things far better than you. Do not click you, please. Please hold your clicking. That's all I'm asking for you to do. I'm actually far better. Never miss anything. Oh, don't actually press it. What's on top? I don't like this. That's the real reason. I always press something on top. I can't handle it. I really can't. Can't help. I cannot actually control my... Oh, I'm actually having a very great memory. Not trivial. People underestimate my memory because of one clicking. But, you know, you were to say that. I always, even if I get this, please, you should have considered everything. I cannot control it. This is who I am. The more I actually play this, the more I cannot control it without looking into everything. And then 1 second, I press it. If you don't actually buy me, watch my YouTube. I just actually click whatever things without considering every other option. That's really the problem. But I do know more than other classic students. I really actually can easily be an American. Real American. 답답해. 종이만 있으면 되는데. 답답해. I feel so awkward and I just had a pent-up anger piling up on me because I cannot actually find out a ventilation. I cannot vent to this frustration. It's really frustrating because I cannot actually let it go. I really remember things that just so you know by looking into it once. It's really easy. I don't really wait. Now it's a better because I actually minimize the font. The size of the font has been significantly reduced so I can see it at once. That's really easy, I don't forget. Now a little bit better. I know it better. I can easily beat American. It's very obvious. I'm not crude. I'm way better than most of people in terms of making the distinction. 그렇게 빨리 누르지 마. 안 틀린다니까. 나 너무 빨리 누르는데 불안한데. 나 잘 못하겠다. 이러면 꼭 틀려. 지금 제대로 보지도 않잖아. 아니 이 게임 구조가 맞춰도 지금 불안해. 언제 틀릴지 모른다니까. 이딴 식으로 한다니까. 나 못 기다려. 나 꼭 먼저 누른다고. 지금도 못 컨트롤하겠어. 빨리빨리 해보여야 된다는 생각이 너무 자꾸 눌러. 나 하기 싫어. I can actually make the clean distinction really well. It's really ridiculous. No, I only actually, my problem comes from my impulsive clicking. That was really the reason. I can't handle it. 지금은 맞춰도 못해요. Right now, even at this moment, I'm getting everything correct, but I'm afraid of clicking something. There exists a cognitive dissonance. Can you actually, seek any advice from any real cognitive scientists? After solving this, without seeing it, I noticed that I've been clicking something even when my mind was rambling. I was not at all thinking about after solving 1.5 hours. I would be sometimes thinking about something completely different than what I'm actually supposed to do. Then even my finger would move on to click something, but there was no chance I can actually take it back. And after that, my feeling would be so badly hurt. That would be really the cause for chain reaction. Then I could not actually calm myself down, consider every other option to actually think about. At least I didn't even read that, but you actually think that I would be slower than most of American. Then watch this, how quickly I can actually solve it. No one would actually say that I would be slower than them. I'm really quick. But this is really a figurative meaning. Can we actually say the figurative meaning? The Donald Trump dynasty. But technically powerful leaders in the same family. But we can also say that the empire, the actual corporate entity empire. 되잖아. 괜히 나한테 틀렸대. 두 개 다 돼요. Figuratively, sequence of powerful leaders in the same family, that's a dynasty. But we actually, in common English, very frequently use the very conglomerate entity as dynasty, corporate dynasty, Donald Trump corporate dynasty. I understand that. That's I chose a figurative meaning. No, I'm not really crazy. 그냥 figurative meaning 선택한 거예요. No, I don't actually feel bad about it. I really have a reason for that. Because in modern English, a dynasty, empire, this would actually be, figuratively used very often to refer to the corporate culture. Of course, the first reason why we have a dynasty is really the empire, who's been actually having close kinship in the family members. I got it. However, we can also actually, use this expression to denote the burgeoning business entities closely connected to each other. That's possible. I don't actually think that I have a senselessness. That's not true. That's a very common in American English. Look up in a dictionary. 그거는 세 차이잖아요. 몰라서 그런 거 아닌데. This last one is a figurative meaning, much more common, but dynasty, original meaning that I know. But it was a little bit bizarre, a sequence of powerful leaders in the... No, technically, it's the literal meaning itself is more like the empire. There is a heir coming from the immediate family pedigree, the crown prince, then this type of succession we would normally call the dynasty. But the bottom, what's on the bottom was more like modern day figurative of, what do we call that? Figure of speech. Figure of speech, this was actually from the meaning. That would be more to do with the reference, allusion. And the actual enterprise of size is so big, constantly horizontally or vertically expanding to possess many different filial companies. And that's called filial companies. This also reflects the saints of dynasty. Oh yeah, it's just like blood connected, related kinship. 뭐 알았어요. 더 literal meaning 좀 골라라. 나 그것 좀 더 이해 안 되네. literal meaning 골라. literal meaning 고르세요. 자꾸 figurative 하지 마. 아니, 왜냐면 얘네가 나보고 figurative meaning 모른다잖아. The only reason I actually had a great priority over figurative meaning is that some people attack me. Oh, you only know the dynasty because, that would be about the royal family, the regal family, the family kinship that would create an empire. And there is heir and heiress, the succession of the family power holders. Oh, excuse me, but I know the modern day figure of a speech too. I wanted to say that. 그거는 근데 좋은 거예요. You actually select the figurative meaning. That's always appreciated. Because in my attack cards say that you don't really know the modern day usage. You don't really know how that should be applied to real life circumstances by having another secondary meaning, subsidiary meaning. And that's a better. I know it, but I also know this. That's a better. 그게 낫지. 난 figurative meaning 골라서 틀린 거잖아. 그거는 훨씬 좋은 일이야. 원래 그 전부터 알고 있었어요. many time 틀린 거 아니야. 아, 그리고 네가 해보세요. 계속 하다 보면 진짜 틀려요. 내가 다른 생각하는 손가락 누르고 있어. I don't forget. 아, 지겨워. 제발 이것만 좀 넣어줘. 나 이거 어떻게 부탁해볼까? 이거를 프린트 어떻게 해? 이거 어떻게 할 수 있지? 한 번에 다 프린트를 좀 하고 싶은데. 아니면 이걸 이렇게 다 카피를 못하지. 이거 어떻게 해? 이거 카피하고 싶다. 왜냐면 너무 귀찮아. 프린트 이렇게 되나? PDF로? 세이브 해서 PDF가 되네. 근데 내가 하면 답이 나오잖아. 안 풀고는 못 넘어가자. 아씨. 할 수 없다. 그렇게 해볼까? 해서 파일에 넣어가지고 다 뽑아볼까? 짜증나서 못하겠다. 내 진짜 답답해서 못하겠다. 거짓말한테 억울해서 못하겠다. 진짜 뽑고 싶다. 너무 미치게 짜증나. 계속 몇 시간 동안 해보세요. 진짜 그래요. 아, 답답해. 이거 진짜 뽑을까? PDF로 다 저장해서? 너무 짜증나. 미칠 것 같아. 아, 진짜 짜증나. 거짓말 아니라 진심으로 생각하고 있었지. 너무 답답해서 이거 PDF 미리 이렇게 저장해가지고 다 뽑아볼까? 너무 억울해. 진짜 억울해서요. 그래서 save as PDF 하면 어떻게 되는데? 여기 만약에 이렇게 해서 저장을 계속 해봐? 어떻게 되는데? 이렇게 한번 해보자. 제대로 나오니 정말로? 이렇게 해볼까? 그래, 만약 진짜 뽑을 때 이거 되게 작게 뽑으면 되잖아. Let me actually downsize it. 진짜 진지하게 고민하고 너무 억울해서. 내가 진짜 이거 뽑아가지고 한 번에 해가지고 이렇게 해서 해볼까? 진짜 진지하게 생각 중이다. 너무 못 견디겠어. 거짓말이야. 몇 시간을 풀면 진짜 황당하게 그렇게 된다. 그럼 그 다음부터 기분이 너무 안 좋은 거야. 내가 이 실수를 했다는 걸 못 받아들여. 너무 진짜 모르는 게 아니야. 답답해 미친다. 진짜 하나도 안 까먹었는데. 나 정말 물어볼까? 가서 이거 좀 뽑고 싶은데. 진짜 답답해. 정말 하나도 안 까먹었는데 좀 천천히 해. 하다 보면 진짜 빨리 누른다고. 굳이 상황을 보고 해야 되는데 잘하는데. 하나도 안 까먹어요. 되게 쉬워요. 그냥 안 읽고 해. 하나도 안 헷갈린데. 원래 맨날 내가 헷갈려 하면 그걸 알아요. 내가 마음에 이거지 이렇게 고민하면 진짜 잘하는데. I'm not a foreigner. I really had a little habitual fallacy or foible. I really can't control myself after solving 500 questions. I can't. 못하겠어요. 500개 풀고는 컨트롤 못하겠어. 그냥 막 눌러줘. 안 까먹었는데. 되게 답답해. 진짜 저장해서 한 3달 동안 가만히 있다가 다 뽑아서 풀어볼까? 저장을 해봐, 앞으로. 그래서 어떤 디스크에 모아봐. Let's try to actually save all this gathered, procured images and put it in the hard disk or portable disk and print them out later. At least a month later, you print all out. 1,000 words. 해볼 사람. 한번 해볼까? 처음이야 좋지 뭐. 계속 하면은 되게 이해가 안 돼. 내가 갑자기 우리 고모에 나쁜 생각했거든? 짜증나서? 근데 이거 누르고 있어. 내 손가락은. 안 읽었는데. 미친 거 아니야? 진짜예요. 천천히. 외국말어도 어떻게 알아? 이런 단어도 알아? hundreds. 세컨드 사이드 아닌데. 안 읽었다고. 아, 진짜 그것도 몰랐던 거 진짜 거짓말이에요. 내가 하나밖에 안 봤지. 펄 보자마자 눌렀지. 나 되게 충동적인 거 맞잖아. 솔직히 나 아는 사람, 내 마음 읽는 사람 진짜 알아요. 내가 정말 충동적인 거. 아, 나 진짜 진지하게 고민 중이야. 모든 거 다 모아서 한 달 동안 놔뒀다가 한 번에 다 복사해서 거기서 답을 뽑을까? 왜냐면 답은 없잖아. 내가 이 포러블 디스크에 넣어놨다고 해도 답이 없잖아. 내가 이걸 그동안 안 풀면 되잖아. 한 달이 지나서 한 달 동안 안 풀었고 종이 뽑아서 한 자리에서 풀어보면 몇 개 맞나. 답이 없지. 답은 알 수가 없는 거지 나는. 해볼까? 진짜 억울해서. 되게 답답해. 막 빨리 여기 했다가 이거 아니야 이렇게 하고 싶은데 우리 성격 그런데 성격 진짜 답답해 미치겠다. 여기 느리게 보고 있어. I don't know. 이거는 it's not forgetfulness. I know what earned. No, it's not really old, right?